time for you to shut up. Time for you to sit down. Paula's tired of being your sidekick, your henchman, your eager little clown. After everything I've done for you
That I didn't ask for.
do you have any idea the work you're undoing? After everything I've done for you
that you didn't ask for?
let's just say Greg isn't the only one you're screwing. Wanna know all the things I've done for you?
I broke into Josh's old high school and made copies of all his grades.
I bumped into Lourdes at Starbucks and suggested you be a bridesmaid.
I blackmailed Valencia's boss, so now I control when she
Teaches, that's right. I make yoga class schedules. There's no limit to where I reach up. After everything I've done for you that you didn't ask for, God, will your lies never end? After everything I've done for you that you didn't ask for, the least you can do is be honest with your mother. I mean, friend.
So what you're about to listen to is me and Kat listening to and playing back a voice memo where they got pulled over by a police officer, by John Q. Law. Okay, bye.
And I'm Kat Scott, and this is our steampunk to cyberpunk musical.
And I'm Jace. So the idea is it's a musical.
It's a musical.
Am I being pulled over?
Oh my god. We're going 80? Wait, go to the... I'll keep it on record. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
A stupid sucky cop.
Can I have your license and registration?
It's taking a really long time.
Oh, it always does, because they're like, all right, well, I gotta pause this Joe Rogan experience. I gotta stretch.
Freeze up, old drivers, you're going a little fast. Oh, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to speak up. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. Did you see when you passed me? No. I was in the middle lane, you were in the left lane, and you drove right by me.
You were going pretty fast. You didn't say hi?
You weren't focused on me.
I have a sticker that says honk if you're horny, and you ignored it. Are you not horny?
That's basically what happens here. Let me go back. Hold on.
I was in the middle lane, you were in the left lane, and you drove right by me. I didn't see you, I'm sorry. What were you focused on then if you weren't focused on me? I was focusing on driving and staying in my lane. Okay. You have your license, registration, insurance.
Officer, we were brainstorming a musical. Officer, we were bouncing the old idea ball around, you know?
Oh, wait. He says some more stupid shit. Hold on.
For nothing, you know.
Oh my god, that part.
He goes, my favorite food is doo-doo. I love clapping my hands together like a seal.
Citizen, were you aware that I like to pick my boogers and eat them?
It's almost like you're on your phone or something.
Wait,
We don't have a light bar and thing that says something on the side of our car, police, for nothing, you know. I mean...
Don't you see it? It says police. That's Italian for not go fast.
It's almost like you're on your phone or something, you know? Because you're going to tell all your friends that you got a ticket because you passed a police car. Okay.
Group chat can be popping off.
Yeah, speak up, man. 561.
Okay.
Group chat could be popping off. I passed a police car. And then the video game announcer was like, new lap record!
It was just the way he was like, we don't have the banner, we don't...
It says white on the side of a police car, not for nothing.
That's actual grammatical structure what you just did. What he did was, like, cobbled together.
I can't deconstruct the human sentence in the way that officer just did. You, and you were gonna, and it was, and, you know, and you weren't.
Banner. On the side of car for nothing.
For nothing. White banner, side of car, nothing? White
car you know see.
He wants us to feel stupid for that, and then he's like,
Beep beep vroom vroom. Beep beep vroom vroom. You see.
He's like, what are you gonna tell your friends that you didn't put?
Pass a car. Pass a dang. I think you got pulled over by Boomhauer from TV's King of the Hill. Yeah, you dang old pass. Tires on fire. Tires on fire. It goes so fast. Dang.
It was particularly camp because it was like before everyone was vaxxed, and so it was 2021, like right on the crescent of people being fully vaxxed, and he was just like no mask, like spitting into our car. And I was just like, if we fucking get COVID from this situation, I swear to God.
Now you're gonna get out of this car and give me a big ol' hug, okay? Because social distancing, I don't need Dr. Fraudchi telling me not to hug people I pull over. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh, cargo beep beep room fast. Stop in the name of the law. Car don't police say nothing. Huh? Yeah, what?
Don Banner said we don't own the side car for nothing.
For nothing. Why don't you Snapchat that? Why don't you put that in your Snap and chat it?
Your TikToks. Got a big old TikTok ticket.
TikTok, you kids sound like a clock. You kids sound like clock.
It's almost as if you're on your phone or something.
Don't be you kids and your phone. You were driving fast because pronouns.
And it was so embarrassing because it was like, if only we had said something brilliant on
driving fast, lib dem AOC. Huh?
If only this was our fucking tick tick boom or something where we're like, we have an idea, it's gonna be great, but instead I'm like, I'm really tired, but I'm putting on my voice, and Jace was like, hey, and I was like, we're doing music, and it's the cyberpunk, and we had just talked about it, and I was like, we should record that.
Gotta throw that down.
And we never talked about that musical again, obviously.
Obviously
we
not.
were just like traumatized by a cop, and we're like, yeah, we can't.
I'll never speak of this.
I'll never revisit this project.
I'll not be. No, this is a cursed project. There's
open IP for anybody, but I can't promise.
Debunk the cyberpunk.
It was a really fun idea when we were talking about it because we were listening to like new funk, new funk, and then like
yes.
that sort of like post-modern jukebox, like throwing it back. Anyway, it was fun.
I mean, it sounds great.
But it's out of our hands. So, to our listeners,
let go and let God. That's what I always say. That's my new phrase I'm throwing around.
Oh, we use that in my Anonymous Sober Cult program.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's like people needlepoint that shit.
Let go and let God.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was associated with that.
Mm-hmm.
Was it originated there, do we know? Or is it just sort of...
I don't know. Maybe it's Christian. They steal a lot of shit from, like...
I mean, that is definitely a Christian phrase.
It is.
Like, that is... Yeah. Let go and let God? Fucking that Jesus take the wheel ass sentence?
Well, God is in
Jesus
other
is my
religions.
airbag.
There's God in other religions, though.
True, but that is not phrased in a Jewish or Buddhist sort of way. That is like very American Christian associated. Like that is put in the simple, rudimentary cop white on side of car for nothing sort of phrasing way that one would find. Like, let go and let God, I have only heard in like a southern accent as being while I was being offered delicious cookies from the Lord. You know, like that is absolutely the 1-2 phraseology of that.
Got it. Yeah, we have a few of those, which it feels fun to kind of repurpose them and
absolutely
reclaim and reappropriate.
And you know, sometimes religion can be an important part of one's recovery. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
It's not religious. But
that's fair enough, but you know.
Yeah.
But it also does have God in it.
Yeah.
But God isn't everything,
It's
you know?
not, that's
what I'm always saying.
It's not a religion because you get to choose your own God and your own understanding of God. Or you don't have to believe in God. But the phrasing often includes it because it's in the steps you take to be in...
The indeterminate number of steps. Could be any number of steps, really. Nobody knows how many steps there are.
No, like...
Could assign some random number to it.
Like a baker's dozen.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think steps of recovery are essentially cheaper by the dozen.
Something like that. I love myself some Steve Martin. You know what else I love? Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Wow. Yeah, I was trying to work on like God, Father Bra.
You were getting there.
I was sort of formulating it in there, but honestly, Steve Martin, the most direct route through most anything I find.
We did see that. We went to that Steve Martin thing. That was a good movie. I would not have found that movie otherwise, like by myself, and it was good.
Steve Martin movie?
Yeah, we went to that bar in like Park Slope.
Yes, that's right. After we saw Funk Rust Brass Band performing in Prospect Park, my beloved Funk Rust Brass Band, then we briefly stopped by where they were showing 2 Steve Martin VHSs. You were there for part of All of Me with Lily Tomlin, right? Because that was the first one. We kind of came in part of the way through that one.
I was part of all of it, yeah.
Yeah, you were. It was all of them, but like half of us, you know. And then like we came in probably about like 45 minutes before the end, and I enjoyed what I saw. And also like I've seen enough movies that I could kind of backfill like how we had gotten to this point.
You know how a movie works.
I've seen a movie or two, but it was followed up by a movie that I deeply love, that I find very funny, The Man with Two Brains, which is an exceptionally funny Steve Martin comedy.
I'll have to check that out.
I do have the DVD of The Man with Two Brains.
I can't believe he's creeping on 80. That's like so crazy to me.
I know, but then you're like, oh, he was on like the first season of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Like the timeline checks out. But he's so youthful.
Yeah.
And he, you know, I haven't seen Only Murders in the Building, but like, sounds like he's still with it. Sounds like he's still got it.
He's good in it. He's definitely him.
The Hulu logo is bouncing around, so instead of podcasting, we could just watch Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
No, please do not. Yes. But this is, of course, Crazy Ex Pod Friends, a podcast where we work our way through the finest musical comedy television program in history, Crazy Ex Girlfriend. The show is called Crazy Ex Pod Friends. Not because we are ex-friends, but because we used to have a podcast.
Correct.
We still do.
Yeah.
But we used to too.
Yes.
Yes, Queen. No longer friends. Yes.
This is the first time I tried to like chime in as like a hype man in your intro.
Ed McManning me. Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna.
You're Ed McManning. You're Stokely Hathaway. We can keep going with folks that follow around and pump.
Yeah, you know a lot of names, and I don't.
I did list 2 names, which is so many.
You listed some other names earlier, though, and you're like, oh yeah, that person and that person is in that. Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah, I love Michelle. Well, you know I love to pull Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah, but then you, like, got the peripheral actors, too, and you're like, oh, this, and this. And I'm like, I need to see faces. I'm a faces guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking it up now for a friend. Michelle Trachtenberg boyfriend. For no reason.
I wanted to know if she had kids. That was my original question.
No, I'm asking if she got a boy. Is Michelle Trachtenberg in a relationship? Is in a relationship with her talent agent, Jay Cohen.
Don't love that.
Jay, buddy. Jay, what are you doing? Apparently this happened in 2020. I do not, I don't know what Google is pulling from there. But, if she's happy with talent agent Jay Cohen, then that's all I can wish for our former Harriet the Spy.
Yeah, our former
Harriet the Spy, and, of course, the famous Georgina from TV's Gossip Girl. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and I gave you, the listener, a UTI.
Oh. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
My dry spell is over. I gave the listener a UTI.
I watched
those episodes with like a big space between.
I watched the sex one like immediately after watching what I had to watch, because I hadn't finished. We had a guest, and I think I didn't have time to finish that episode. So I finished that episode, and then everything that you and that guest said made a lot more sense, and I agreed with it.
In retrospect.
When I went back and I listened to the pod, which is my toxic trait, because this podcast ranked 4 in top 5 podcasts
And
I've listened to.
Don't release a lot of episodes.
I don't listen to a lot of podcasts.
Fair.
The first 3 I listened to too much of, and I'll name them now. It's Game of Roses, which is a cult
cool.
around The Bachelor. It breaks everything down into game speak, like sports game speak for how the players manipulate each other, and how and how the producers manipulate. And then my second one was The Bald and the Beautiful, which are 2 drag queens. Their podcast. And then the third is Las Culturistas, which is very big. And then Us. And then after that was Cover Story, which I think was about psychedelics.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I do love Las Culch. That was a 2-point... Hello?
What's up?
Hey.
Hi.
Kevin and I are recording a podcast right now.
At this very moment.
You want to accidentally be a guest on a podcast?
Well, they were already a guest because we played the cop arrest story at the beginning. What would you like to say to our fans now at the end of this year?
What do I have to say to the fans at the end of this year?
That's right, because this is, it's the final month.
What was that?
It's the final month. What do you got for us?
What do I got for y'all?
Words of wisdom to lead us into the new year?
Seasonal depression may kick your ass, but friends are eternal.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's true. And we love you. And I will text you while I'm podcasting.
Yeehaw, have fun, y'all.
Okay.
Have a spicy episode.
Okay.
Always.
Bye. That was a fun guest.
That was a fun guest appearance. Twice in one episode. That's amazing.
I think we conjured them.
That is truly, like, let go and let God, as I always say.
Because I will say they never FaceTime me.
Right.
Like, I think I think I always initiate it. So I have actually no idea why they just FaceTimed me.
Yeah. I think it is a part of, like, straight male culture, which I'm tangibly a part of, that, like, FaceTime is just not an element.
No, but
people don't FaceTime me, and I don't FaceTime people.
Yeah, but Chase is a trans femme
person.
No,
of course.
And I am a non-binary person, and so we aren't straight men. So
I know. That's what okay. That was a separate idea.
Okay, so
but I'm like, I can count on one hand the number of times I've FaceTimed in my entire life. People don't want to see it. And here's a very well-timed drop of the Monday Night Football theme.
Oh, I wouldn't recognize this, actually. If you played this, I'd be like, is this from Mario Kart?
Oh, it'd be fucking sick. Can you imagine, like, you're dipping around, like, Toadstool Stadium or whatever, and, like, that theme is playing? I would win every race if the Monday Night Football theme was happened to be played. And this is what everyone was expecting from their Crazy Ex-Girlfriend podcast.
Also, Jace did a podcast with you, right? This is a plug to go back.
Oh, yeah. Go back to the archives on advanced community studies and advanced media studies. A show that is essentially defunct at this point. But you know what? It might come back. You never know. But the creative project that is consuming every waking moment of my life is a romantic comedy script. So sometimes I'm just not I'm not thinking about podcasts right now, which you've been very helpful with. Of like, hey, we should record an episode. And I'm like, that's a good idea. We should do that actually.
Yeah. Well, because I am addicted to our own podcast,
which is great. One of us has to be.
My toxic trait.
I do all the editing. I take care of all that stuff, and it's just like once a month. It's like, hey, time to put some rubber to the road, and I'm like, absolutely right.
Yeah, I offer, but ultimately it's your little thing, and I let that.
It's my little thing.
And I'll let that be the case. So the sex episode.
Yeah, we're here. We're finishing season 1. We're finishing. Nice, dude. We're finishing 2022 and season 1 of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and we're finishing in the sex way.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah.
You know when you're, with a lover and you're like, I'm gonna finish.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You say like finish?
Oh, I guess.
Time to conclude. Time to put a period on the end.
Maybe I've never said I'm going to finish.
I've definitely never said I'm going to finish.
Yeah, but finish for a while.
Decrescendo.
Denouement.
Denouement.
The climax and then denouement.
Mm-hmm.
The denouement, that is aftercare.
Yeah, the denouement is aftercare, afterglow.
Of a plot.
Yeah. If you have certain parts, you go to the bathroom because you don't want a UTI, as happens to Rebecca Bunch in this episode.
Yeah. Have you ever had an UTI?
Nope. I've been with partners who have. And
Nice.
it sounds not fun. I gave you a UTI. I've always thought that song was funny. I played it for that partner, not when they had a UTI, but they brought up UTIs basically every time we had sex. And I was finally like, I gotta just like show you this song. They did not care for it. They were not amused by the I gave you a UTI song.
That's a bummer.
Ain't it? Story of my romantic life. Bummers. But that's the way the news goes. But in this, finally, after the big cliffhanger at the end of the previous episode, after a whole season, straight from the pilot, straight from like, you're smart and you're pretty and you're ignoring me, so you're obviously my type. Greg and Rebecca are getting it on after the disastrous taco festival date affair. They're finally. They're in the sex cocoon. They're in that precious little bubble where you start having sex with someone and you're doing it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not built to last. It cannot.
Which is so frustrating. And you know that when it's happening, you're like, as an addict especially, I'm like, oh my god, scarcity complex. It's like, it's never going to be like this again. I got to go, I got to keep going like this. I got to chase it. I know it's going to end soon. Adds a lot of pressure. To that I say, let go and let God.
But yeah, I mean, it's that little window.
Let God finish all over you.
Well, they say that God finished in 7 days. Yeah, absolutely. And that's when God finished the animals of the earth. And that's when God finished the seas, finished the sun and the sky and the moon and the stars.
Oh my god.
Spotify should take us down. Spotify should pull this show. Yeah,
not my fourth favorite podcast.
Fourth favorite. If you want more episodes, patreon.com/tvskevin. That's the way that you give us some money.
That's sitting Kevin. I've never seen $1.
You'll start seeing some more if people go to patreon.com/tvskevin.
Wow, this is more like a live stream because now it's time to be real in the middle of the pod.
Wow, this is the busiest podcast of all time.
So I'll post the be real in the notes. I've said that so many times and never had a single thing made it into the notes.
Well, never followed up. It's just like it is a dropped plot thread. Because when I'm editing it, I'm not gonna not post it because I have to go all right, can you send me your be real from 12/1/22?
I mean, I would like it. I would feel like I'm participating in a way. But I understand.
Make a note right now to send me that be real.
I'll just text it to you. But I know that by texting it to you, that still doesn't mean that it's going to
It's gone. It's in the ether. Absolutely. But they're finally doing it. I really like the songs in this episode.
Yeah, can you remind me what the songs
Well, there's I Gave You a UTI, and also the delightful Oh My God, I Think I Like You, which is, I mean, who can't relate to...
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I think of catching feelings, as they say.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I have, of course, have never been.
Never had feelings.
I've never had feelings. I'm a boy. I don't have feelings. I have never been in a relationship that began sex first into relationship. Do you know what I mean? That has never been my trajectory. I catch feelings in the outside of sex way, and then I am usually hurt because the other person does not catch those same feelings. It's a fun little cycle that we go through, where I'm not even like getting railed on my kitchen floor, which is unfortunate.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more in the queer world of like setting intentions of it just being casual. And then it never.
No.
I finally have one good reference point of someone who was just for that. And I'm glad that I have that.
That's great.
Because it makes me feel like...
It is possible.
It's possible.
It can be done.
And I'm rounded.
And I am not here to knock down on anyone. If things work for you, I look at people who are poly, and I'm like, this is built to fail.
I date poly. And I don't know if it's built to fail. I have not seen a successful poly dynamic that I like. But I do it anyway.
That is not bad vibes. That is not those classic SNL characters, the lovers, as played by Will Ferrell and Rachel Dratch.
I'm not sure
Okay, well, throw on the love. Go to YouTube.
Is it about being poly?
Yeah, from like 30 years ago or so. It's Will Ferrell puts on a big beard, and they're two people who love having sex with each other and love having sex with other people, and they keep calling each other lover.
Oh, my parents do quote that. I didn't know it was about poly people. Lava. Yeah, I know a lot of moms that quote that all the time.
Which is so weird.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I tend to, no one asked, I tend to watch pornography that is, like, more than two people. And I enjoy that dynamic. So whether that's poly or just keeping things spicy and open in a structured way, I'm open to join any listener's couple.
Amazing.
Unless you're really toxic.
And they listen to this podcast, so so they're great.
Yeah, I like joining couples now. I feel like I'm good at vetting whether it's going to be a terrible situation or not. But I think it really like helps me lean into my supporting character complex that I've been in. Is being a third. Like, I think it really helps.
There could be no more supporting character like activity.
Yeah, I think like that's definitely like I'm here for an episode.
Absolutely.
And like not much more than that, or I have like some kind of arc.
Yeah.
But I can leave for a few episodes, and so maybe that's just because things have also gone so terribly romantically for about a year. But that's where I am. Yeah, I'm also, I've wanted to be, I had like a hustler's fantasy. Like I dated a few people who were sex workers, and I wanted to get far enough in the relationship where they would like throw me in there, and then we would like take double the money and like really amp it up. But like I didn't really care about getting a cut. I just wanted to like hustle.
I just wanted to be a schemer.
I just wanted to like scheme.
I don't love billiards, but I want to hustle people at billiards.
I wanted to like double team, like fuck up some dude and then have him pay us.
I did like accidentally hustle at pool once.
Really?
Yes. I am not good at pool. I don't play it regularly. I never have.
But you had one good game.
But I went to Sarah Goldrainer's birthday party, which was at like a pool billiards hall here in New York City. And I started playing billiards against these people, and I was like, I'm not very good. Like, I want everyone to know up front. We were playing like doubles, and I was like, listen, stranger who I am partners with, this is not going to go well, but we're here to have fun. And then I played the best game of pool of my entire life, and the guy opposite me did not let me forget it all night. He was so mad that I had done really well at pool after that setup. He was like, you're fucking hustling. And every time he saw me for the rest of the night, he went, like, pointed at me.
Did you ever have to see him again?
No, I've not.
I like that. That's a good scene.
Thank you.
I'd watch
Yeah, I should
that.
write that into something.
Yeah.
My life is like a movie.
Your life is like a movie.
Well, as someone who's like currently writing like a romantic comedy, I'm like,
Everything
what
feels-
is that if not like supplanting thoughts and scenes from my own life into a script?
Totally,
Do you know what I mean?
Totally. It sounds really cathartic.
It is really cathartic.
And I've
'cause,
read
yeah.
I've read half of it and it's really good, guys.
Thank you. we are in a heavy rewrite, but I really like the direction that the rewrite is going. I think it's ultimately a stronger piece now.
I did stop because I was starting to feel moved, and every time I would like make a quick comment, I'd be like, "Oh, I really love this character." Kevin would be like, "Oh, I cut that character."
Out, gone.
So I was like, "I'm just gonna wait."
Yeah, this is quite a revision where I'm like, these 6 pages gone by. Bye.
Damn.
I know. Same. I mean, I'm keeping the old version, so if people end up liking that one way more, I'm like, I guess we can go back.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to. Yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm making it more personal. Anyway, that's not something the listeners are going to be able to see for a few years, conservatively. But yeah, this I like that we're catching feelings, and then we're at the same time we're trying to advance the Rebecca-Paula relationship, which has worked in one particular way for this first season. And it's been very fun, and the capers and the schemes have all been very, very good. But much like for Rebecca's behavior, I think the show, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, also needs to push past this one idea that has run the entire season. The pursuit of Josh. As we've talked about in episodes past, like, we're kind of hitting the end point of material that we can use to run on that,
Yeah. Is this the episode where
It's the pie making one.
does she do her little roses turn, like with the lights behind her?
No, that's the next
episode.
one, the finale one.
That was really
Once
good.
because Rebecca enters the hospital at the end of this one, yes,
Right.
because her UTI, and then the crazy doctor, played by her Rachel Bloom's real life husband, Dan Gregor,
Oh, I should go back.
the stand up comedy husband who's just doing the worst like doctor material you've ever heard. It's great. And yes, as the UTI goes to her brain and she wakes up and it's like fucking Paula and Josh and Greg are all there. And it's just, that's the nightmare, and she tries to go back to sleep, as I would, as any of us would.
Yeah.
How many times in your life would you say you have pretended to be asleep to get out of a situation?
Well, when I was straight, definitely more.
More. Shouldn't be asleep to get out of, like, discussing with, like, a male partner, do you think? Or is that what you're saying?
Anything related to dating boys. There were many times where
Better
I played,
to sleep.
I played possum many a time. Also, when I was drunk, I would play possum when I would get, like, socially anxious, or I would hear people shit talking, or if I just wanted to hear some drama that I knew people otherwise wouldn't be saying around me. I think I've done it around adults a lot too. I think as a kid I tried to pretend I was asleep a lot. I was definitely like during sleepovers and stuff, like talk, and then like the parents would come in because we had been talking so loud and I would go
Oh, the honk shoe method. Foolproof. Classic. You cannot deny the honk shoe.
I did a lot of honk shoes, yeah.
Absolutely.
I vividly remember
This
one.
kid snoring like
Yeah, and I really thought I was getting away with something. Yeah, but I used to play dead a lot. I don't anymore.
You face your problem.
Because I don't do little lies, as we've talked about.
You hate little schemes, you hate little lies.
I don't hate I like to watch other people do them.
Mm.
But I personally can't anymore, which is frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? How many?
I would say, I mean, I don't have like a specific list of examples off the top of my head, but certainly, yes, I have faked being asleep or continue, like, it's usually I have been asleep and pretend to still be asleep because something is happening in my vicinity that I don't want to be perceived as being a part of. But I am famously just like a fucking shitty sleeper. I do not get to sleep. Which is it's a lifelong thing of like, sometimes I often don't want to go to bed, but I am very hard at falling asleep. It's the worst. The thing I'm worst at is falling asleep.
Really?
Even as a kid, like long car trips across states.
Yeah.
As like a baby, I'm just not asleep. And I would be so damn fussy. And I'm very fussy to this day because I do not get enough sleep.
That explains the fuss.
I'm so fussy. I'm tired. I just like I don't go to bed. Sometimes I really want to, and it's just not gonna happen. Or there's so many things that I want to experience in this life that like where does falling asleep get me?
It's a lot of content too.
So much content to be consumed and made, and I can't do that when I'm asleep.
Yeah, I do wonder how you consume so much content, and it makes a lot of sense that there's less sleep in the picture than for me.
Not doing a lot of sleeping, and I do not like look at phone. So you can consume a lot more content when you don't look at phone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I consume like no TikToks. Even though now I have the app on my phone, I haven't touched it in like a week. Because it yells at me, and I don't like it.
It yells at you.
It yells. It's so loud.
That's true, actually. There is kind of a...
And I'm almost always, like, wearing headphones. Like, if I'm on my own, I'm listening to, like, music or a podcast or something, and I'm like, well, let me see what's going on TikTok. And then someone is like, Adulting is hard! And, like, the worst song you've ever heard plays, and I'm like, why do I do this? Why did I get on this app?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I spilled a little water on your dang carpet.
But it's water.
It is water.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
All right. Free pass.
Getting away.
No trouble for me. My cat's done being mad that I spilled water.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts about this episode?
I guess not. This is Josh has to sort of reevaluate and essentially learn the lesson of stop fucking around with this other person like you have a girlfriend of 15 years. Like, you're being weird, let it go.
Yeah.
Which, of course, a lesson he learns and sticks to. He does not fall back into anything unfortunate after that, of course.
How are they together for 15? How old are they?
On this show, they're about like your and my age, and they got together in high school.
Oh, okay. So he got with her like shortly after.
Yeah, they were high school sweethearts, and they've been together. Yeah, I guess like right after, I imagine the theater camp summer with him and Rebecca. I guess he gets with Valencia, and it's a real good luck Chuck kind of situation. Anyway, good episode, but right, we slide essentially right into the finale from there, where Paula's had enough after all the effort that she's put into Rebecca and Josh. For Rebecca to just flush that away, she's not happy about it, and she's so mad about it that she sings a dang song.
It's a beautiful villain song.
I really like this number.
Yeah.
And I love the light and Paula in the background. I love the brassing, and it's Donalyn Champlin does not get a ton of songs for herself.
Yeah.
She's obviously a part of a lot of group numbers or participating in a lot of things, but like she's maybe only had like one or two other songs this entire season. And she's got pipes. She can bring it. It's really great when she gets like a full showcase number for herself.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it felt very like referential to like the big diva song of lots of
absolutely
like Rose's Turn and Roxy Hard and all of that.
You're very Chicago in like staging, with the black and the big sign and the dance, and then there's a little bit of like patter in there that felt very like Sondheim-y to me.
Mm-hmm.
I should take more notes for this show so I can remember like what I'm trying to talk about. But there's these little moments where she's like, and I'm like, I feel Steven in this.
Yeah.
Because what is writing musical theater if not ripping off Sondheim like a little bit.
It was funny to see him
in Glass Onion.
Yeah.
Spoilers. It's a tiny cameo very early in the movie.
Beginning, yeah. Yeah, that was really funny, and I don't even know if he had. Once I realized it was him, I think he had done. There were no more lines.
He had like a line or two. Yeah.
Yeah, and I missed it, so I have to go back.
You got to go back. Well, when it drops on Netflix on like the 23rd or whatever.
Oh, it's dropping this month?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they gave us like a little lead, and then White Noise also having its limited theatrical run before it goes to Netflix, and Bardo. We're all excited about Bardo doing the same thing. Netflix chooses a few movies every year to like throw in theaters like a month before they go on Netflix, essentially to just qualify for Academy Awards.
Oh, okay.
Because you still have to play, even for just like a weekend, in a movie theater in New York or LA to qualify for an Oscar.
Gotcha.
That's still part of it.
Okay.
Even though, like, if they left Glass Onion in theaters, they could make a lot of money. So they should just leave it in theaters.
That's an interesting model. Like, because Glass Onion...
And unsuccessful.
Because Glass Onion is a lot of money to make, so if you're not making it back by releasing it in theaters, like, what are you...
You're actually losing a lot of money, as we've seen with every streaming service. They are all loss leaders. None of them are making money. They are hemorrhaging money, especially when they're making, like, big budget things like Glass Onion, which was a very expensive movie, part of, like, a $400 million deal, you know, to make Glass Onion and whatever Knives Out 3 ends up being called.
Oh, cool.
And, you know, that's part of a $400 million deal. And they are not seeing any direct profit off of that. All they can hope is that people keep subscribing to Netflix, but of course it's because of the way these systems are built. It's not enough to retain your subscriber number. You need to constantly be growing. What we're discovering is that there is a cap on every one of these services, and all the services have a different sized cap, but there's a cap. And there's only so much you can do. And restricting the ability to share passwords is not going to... It's a false idea that everyone who is borrowing a password for Netflix would pay for their own Netflix. You know, it's like, I was borrowing your Disney Plus for a while, but I think you canceled your Disney Plus. I'm not going to start paying for my own Disney Plus. That just means I'm not watching Disney Plus anymore.
Yeah, I think I have a back alleyway of you watching Disney Plus. It's a little, it's much
For now,
longer.
it's not important because my roommate has his family Disney Plus in the living room.
Yeah.
So we're good. We're clear. I can watch the one thing a year I want to watch on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I had like one altruistic friend moment of someone who like is a friend I haven't hung out with like that much, but I gifted my streaming passwords, and then it got kind of messy because then Mom was like, seriously, you can't let anybody have these new passwords, and I was like, okay, and so I tried to let this one person have it, and then it did the verification thing over and over, and then Mom was like, who's trying to log in? And I had to be like, sorry, it's figured out, because I can't lie, so I had to
Can't
find
lie.
a way.
It's against the rules. You're a Jim Carrey liar.
I had to find a way to be like, I figured it out, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, I see, because you were like, it was my problem, me.
I couldn't say like...
I see, I caught on to it.
Yeah, I couldn't say like, my friend was logging in.
You're like, no.
So I just had to say, I figued it out, thank you, sorry about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a good clever. That was a good scheme. That was a good little scheme.
Yeah, you get really clever when you can't lie. You find ways of
Absolutely.
misleading.
Absolutely. Saying it without saying it. Absolutely.
Yeah, which is really, I know, the same thing, I know, but...
Yeah, but like, is it?
Exactly.
But is it? Is it really? And also, like, you know, lying has different interpretations. Like, if you listen to the movie Liar Liar with Jim Carrey, that movie's interpretation of lying is you have to say every single thought that pops into your head out loud.
Whoa.
Which is not my definition of lying, personally.
No, it's not mine either.
But that is the, if you follow Tom Shadyak's Liar Liar, that is the definition of lying.
Huh. I feel like I'm back at the episode in my brain.
Good.
I feel like,
I'm glad one of us is.
I don't really remember, oh my god, I think I like you as much, so I think because I watched the episodes apart, and they were episodes that kind of bleed right into each other.
It really feels like a two-parter, you know?
I feel like maybe
because we're all right into the wedding here, we're all right into Jaima's wedding, the crazy, like, Cheesecake Factory, like, mix of aesthetics that is this
really
wedding.
Funny. So that's what I was going to say, is, like, I feel like they kind of, like, rushed Rebecca, like, really, really liking Greg. But I think they did a good job of being like, Rebecca really, really likes the idea of Greg and always wanted a wedding and always wanted a fairy tale.
Yes.
And the whole, like, enchanted thing.
And this whole episode is her realizing that, like, Greg cannot be who she wants or needs him to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or at least, like, right now, he is incapable of doing that. And you can't, like so many tragically straight women before Rebecca Bunch, realizing that, like, these guys are not going to be who you desire them to be. And that's never going to happen. And you can either abandon those expectations or it is the curse of being straight to, like, essentially try to find love with people that you don't like very much.
Sounds really hard.
Sounds really hard. Couldn't be me.
Tried it.
Didn't care for it.
It's not my cup of tea.
Tried it. You know, it's like the shit.
Mm-hmm.
That
the shit.
The
That big
little
old
green
turd
stuff that tastes like soap.
Inside the shit. The little, like when corn's stuck in your poop, but it's green, little green.
What is the stuff that some people like and other
when
people
you eat
think
foam
tastes like
and it comes
soap?
out as okay in your poop.
Green.
Are you talking about cilantro?
Yes.
I was so fixated on poop, I didn't actually hear what you were saying, but yeah, now I get it.
Oh Christ, what an episode! My brain is fried. There's this one fucking like job that we rotate throughout the week in my department, and Thursday is my day to do this like shitty little task, and I just every Thursday my brain just does not want to function after like having to do this.
That's fair.
But I don't want to do it. I don't know. Should I call out of work tomorrow? Because like I'm tired and a video game I like is coming out.
Yeah.
Like, is that what I'm gonna do? Work on my rom-com a little bit, but also play this video game.
I have
some days off and I only have a month left.
I'm team call out all the time whenever you can.
If you have the days, I'm using them.
Do it.
Yeah. All it means is just like I won't get paid for not using that day at the end of the year, and you know what? That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Yeah.
Because Marvel's Midnight Suns is dropping. A little strategy game about X-Men. Anyway.
It was funny when I texted you, I was like, Ant-Man looks sexy. And you just went, what?
I didn't get it. What was Ant-Man?
There was a trailer for Ant-Man at Glass Onion, and I was watching it, and I didn't realize that's what I was watching. And then I was like, this is kind of sexy. And then I realized it was like, bum, bum. Bum, bum.
I'm like, oh, it's one of these.
Bum, bum.
Do you...
Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Wah, wah.
You are doing, like, a great approximation of, like, every Marvel movie trailer, though. Like, that's really good. Like, unless it's, like, a Guardians movie where they put, like, a fun, like, old song under it, you've got them all.
Yeah, it's
also,
pause.
like...
And then the retraction of a womp. It's like an inverted womp. Womp. Womp.
Yeah.
Womp.
It sucks and it's annoying and it gives me a headache. Do you remember how like the first Ant-Man is like kind of a delightful little family comedy?
I vaguely remember it.
It's like it's just about a little family. It's about a guy who gets really small. And then for like the third Ant-Man, it's like he goes to the quantum realm and meets the bad guy for the next 9 Avengers movies. And I'm like, I can't watch these fucking things anymore. I hate this so much.
It was called like Quantumania.
Yeah. Fucking Christ. They did just drop the first trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I went, okay, this is the last one of these I'll watch. I can just put a stamp on it, and we're done. And that's nice.
Yeah,
closure is what we call it.
I think who's directing it?
James Gunn.
Okay.
Who I like, who is the only person in either of these like superhero companies who I'm like, this guy gets it. Mm-hmm. This guy gets like what is good about superhero comic books, and doesn't think he's like better than the material, so doesn't have to make a bunch of jokes like, what's your name, Dr. Octopus? You know, like that fucking shit that I hate so much. Yeah.
I never read comic books, so it's a learning curve to like write out the tone and the choices. And then back to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Of course. Where they talk about a different Disney property, a fake princess movie that they made up.
That was really funny, that they were like combining like Cinderella, Enchanted,
Yeah.
and Aladdin, and like only they could like only reference, they couldn't like reference that was the movie, but they could reference Aladdin. Like they were
like the concept, right? Because they were the fucking magic carpets.
They were definitely in the writers' room, constantly on the phone with their entertainment lawyers, being
Yeah.
like, "What can we say? What can we not say?" It was so clear in the
100%.
text and like in
Yeah.
the aesthetic of like, what are we allowed to say?
Yeah.
What are we not allowed to say?
And after like one of Rachel Bloom's like most successful YouTube videos was like an animated Disney princess like parody music video.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It was called like Realistic Disney Princesses, or one of those clickbaity titles. And essentially she's doing the Belle, like da 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 da, like that song when they're going around a town, but it's like what an actual medieval town would be like. So there's like shit everywhere, like you get it, you get the joke.
Yeah. Like
it,
Belle and Beauty and the
like
Beast.
Belle, but it was like, oh, if she was living in like actual medieval conditions in like a small French village.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, but yeah, so it's nice to see that little career move come full circle. Greg just completely shit in the bed here. You've never seen a man shit the bed so hard.
Yeah, this is what I remembered from Greg in before I knew that I was an addict and before I knew that I wasn't straight. This was one of the seeds for me. It was this huge, embarrassing alcoholic bottom that just kind of fell apart. And you're just kind of like, why don't you get it together? Like, why can't you do it?
Do it for her. Like if nothing else, like let this person that you like have like a nice time. Like why do you have to drag everybody down with you? And as much as, again, we've discussed many times that I imprinted on Greg like a baby duck or a Twilight werewolf, this is like everything I try not to be in a partnership. Do you know what I mean? And I can be like a nasty fuck at times. You know what I mean? Like I can be like really surly, but I'm really trying not to be. I'm trying to be like, no, this is cute at this wedding. I cry at weddings also.
Aww.
Like every time.
That's cute.
I love love.
I love love too. I cried at my friend's wedding, and then unfortunately, I don't think he's a listener. Unfortunately, shortly after going to his wedding, I started having sex dreams about him, and now I'm like weird around him.
Oh.
And I think it's because I got to see this like vulnerable side of him at his own wedding, where he was marrying someone of a very long time.
This is very Sopranos of you.
I love it.
This is very Sopranos, having sex dreams about your therapist because it's the only person you've ever opened up to emotionally in your whole life. Sense.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that today, about I don't think, and I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think I've had a sex dream about my therapist. I've had very
honk shoe.
I've had very weird, like, my therapist being witness to strange sexual behavior. Somehow is in the room when things happen, but I don't think I've ever had sex.
You're in a comedically contrived situation, and then your therapist walks in, and you're like, "It's not what it looks like."
Yeah, or like, "How did I get here? Wait, why are you here?
Why are you what?"
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds good. There's a good fight between Josh and Valencia in this episode. Because Josh puts out the thing is like, I'm going to propose. It's time for me to commit, but you just gotta give me some time. Let me do it in my own way. And then Valencia, of course, does her little schemes to try and get the.
I didn't think this one was a big deal. I didn't. I was.
You don't think like what the fight was a big deal? What I like about the fight is that I absolutely understand both characters' perspectives.
Yeah.
On events.
Yeah, I think I just like knew that Josh didn't realize that he wasn't ready.
Yes. And
was postponing. So but it was misplaced anger. I think with her, like, it made sense what she was doing. It just reminds me of, like, all the fucking reality TV shows that I watch, like Love is Blind and stuff, where it's like, or The Ultimatum, where you're like, just what is it about getting the ring out? Like, just break up with me if you're really not going to do that, like, if you're just going to be in this sort of, like, gray area forever with me where you're not actually, like, you love me, but, like, you do, but, like, not in that much, like, that area. I don't know. Yeah. The singer, right? She's a Disney princess.
Oh, is she? Is that who that is?
I think so.
Her appearance, her presence in this episode has always suggested to me that I'm supposed to know who this is without my ever knowing who this is.
I think she's a Disney... I can't remember which Disney princess she is.
Is that Jasmine?
It would make sense if it was Jasmine.
Hey, is that Jasmine?
So my first thought was Ariel.
That would make sense.
And I don't remember what Belle looks like, because these are all people who were, like, baddies in the 90s, but I don't know who they are now. No offense to the Disney princesses listening.
Sorry to this man.
I don't know why I have so much social anxiety that, like, very specific people are going to listen to the podcast.
I'm sorry.
I have no sense of if anyone has ever listened to it.
And I'll never let you in on that fact, because I don't even know. I again, let go and let God. I don't look at the stats of this. It's Lea Salonga. Of course, was Mulan and Mulan.
Oh.
Mulan from TV's Mulan. Also was Jasmine in Aladdin.
Boom.
All-star.
Yeah, Slay, baby.
Slay! Also was Fantine in some version of Les Mis.
Do you hear the people singing the songs of angry men?
The 25th anniversary concert.
Oh.
Is where she played Fantine.
That's probably where our boy from the wrestling musical also.
Yes, Ramin Karimloo, I've decided to commit that name to memory, much like David Hull, who plays White Josh, who we spent so many months not referring to by his Christian name.
And then we saw him in person.
And then I was like, I'm going to learn this guy's name.
Mm-hmm.
And I have since learned his name. His name is David Hull. But yes, Ramin Karimloo, who we saw in the last match, a pro rock wrestler, a pro wrestling rock musical? Was that full?
It's pro rock.
It's pro rock. It's not anti-rock. It's pro rock.
It's a pro rock wrestling.
It's a prog rock musical. Most insufferable concept ever imagined by man. But yes, we did see Broadway's Ramin Karimloo do a superplex off the top rope.
It was so hot. He was so.
He's hot.
Well,
I'll say it. He's hot.
I think I'm like so sapphic leaning, like so femme leaning, and then that. I mean, there's been a lot in therapy recently about men being confusingly attracted to men, but Rumi, he was definitely an apex figure in my November grappling of that.
There's also something that like no one has pointed out to me until this point, but I saw Hadestown very recently.
Oh, cool.
And Reeve Carney, of course, playing Orpheus.
Oh, he's still going.
He's still going, and Patrick Page still going as Hades.
Hot.
No, so hot. But
literally.
But also they are the original Peter Parker and Green Goblin from Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Shut up. No.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I'm reading the book about the production of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark right now.
There's a book?
There is a book
cool.
written by the writer of the musical of like his first-hand account. It's really good. It's really I've checked out an ebook from my local library. It's really good. It's really entertaining. If you like backstage showbizy Broadway stuff, absolutely.
Birdman.
Birdman, but like it's way better than Birdman.
You heard it here.
You heard it. Way better than Birdman, one of my least favorite movies of all time.
I remember really liking Birdman.
I'm happy for you.
But I also, that's circling back to, I can do without Ed Norton. I can.
Yeah, you've said that.
He's good. I said it in my little review.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
He is good, unfortunately.
He's good, and I get why they use him.
Yes, he's allegedly like a pain in the ass.
He's specifically him, but like, if he's a pain in the ass, there are so many people who do the things that he does.
For sure.
Exactly like how he does.
For sure.
And he's good at it, but I think they just pick it because he's
There was a period in my youth, in the 90s. It was like, we were looking at this guy like he was the next De Niro. Do you know, like he just had this string of incredible roles all throughout the 90s, and we're like, this is the guy.
What do you think happened?
He continued to be a pain in the ass. He chose less and less interesting projects. and eventually that all stacked up, and it was you know, because he runs throughout the 90s with shit like Primal Fear, and of course like Fight Club and American History X.
We're not allowed to, you can't talk.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. Yes. But you know, all of that, like, he goes on this like Cinderella fucking run. Then he's in 25th Hour, Spike Lee, which is like the definitive like post 9/11 movie. And after that, it's just like he kind of has this. He becomes kind of too much of a pain in the ass. Like, people stop seeing it as being worth it. And he starts doing like The Italian Job and things like that.
The Italian Job.
The Italian Job is a good movie, but he hated being in it. It's like a contractual obligation. But the real killer.
He did kind of phone that one in.
He kind of phoned that one in because he did not want to be there. But honestly, the career killer, if I'm thinking about it, was 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
Definitely.
The second Marvel Cinematic Universe movie
that
he was the star in. That is a giant piece of shit movie.
People actively try to erase him being in that. And
absolutely. They replaced him for the Avengers. Like, we are not dealing with this. And Edward Norton was like a huge pain. He was like rewriting the script. He was like going on and on about all this.
Sorry, but Mark Ruffalo is the obvious better choice for anything like that. Like, made Hulk sexy in this 21st century.
Make the Hulk sexy. That was the trick all along that we had been.
Well, we had Shrek, and we needed something to kind of like
even sexier than Shrek, if you can imagine, if you can believe it. Yes. But anyway, I like the fight that Valencia and Josh had. And as we've watched Greg fucking shit the bed all episode, we watched Rebecca fucking fumble the ball on the 99-yard line.
Oh, God.
Why did I put the Monday Night Football view away? It's so fucking... Josh, I moved here for you.
Oh, God. Oh, God. But I actually didn't expect, even though I've seen it, I guess I forgot. Like, he was, like, obsessed this episode with her.
He had it bad. He was down bad for Rebecca.
So I was kind of shook that was too much for him. I was like, you've seen her do the absolute craziest shit, and you still haven't figured that part out. Like, why is that the thing?
Yeah, he does. In order for this show to work, you do just have to believe in your heart of hearts that Joshua Felix Chan is the dumbest man alive.
Yeah.
He can never put two and two together. He's incapable.
Yeah, which is a good way to write a character.
Absolutely. Very sympathetic character that I can relate to. The dumbest man in existence.
It's easy to, like, get really wacky with plots if you're just gonna have like a Homer Simpson.
And there was that scene with Josh Chan and Father Bra where he's like, "Police car, white paint sign, pass on left, tell your friends about it."
Yeah.
Woo! Any concluding thoughts on the season of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend before we go see Bones and All?
Yeah, Josh got that shirt off real quick. Like,
on the hood of the car, like, shirt off.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I was kind of wondering where... Are they having... And then
Are they going to fuck on the hood?
And then the way that he was sort of, like, rolling his body seems like he was having sex with her, but then her dress was, like, all the way down. So then I was
they were not fucking on the... But in that shot.
Yeah, but his motions
but he
were
was getting
as
there.
if, so I was a little confused. And then...
He's doing a little preemptive dry hump. Warm everybody up.
Warming up the hips.
With that dry hump.
I forgot hoverboards were such a thing.
God, they were such a thing. That was fun. If my best men came out and did that, I would love them all for life. If I didn't already, because they were my best men.
Yeah. I think it was interesting that Rebecca just, like, ran away with the fantasy. My last thoughts are, what is your deepest and darkest romantic fantasy? Like, what is your most embarrassing? Like, you don't tell anybody, but you're going to tell everyone on this pod. Actually, that's not fair because I have told many people what mine is, so it doesn't need to be
SeaWorld.
What?
Kissing in front of Shamu at SeaWorld.
You want to kiss him?
No, you.
I would love if that was yours, though. That's so fucked up.
I want you to be jealous I'm making out with a hot chick in front of
I mean, have you seen Blackfin?
No.
Okay, if you've seen Blackfin...
Blackfish.
Blackfish. Yeah, if you've seen...
I haven't seen... I know SeaWorld is fucked up. I know SeaWorld is like a bad place.
It's really fucked up.
I've known, like, most of my life.
Yeah, but I didn't realize the extent.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I don't really need to... I don't really need to kiss a sea. Did you just pull that? Is that a reference to something?
No.
That was just your first thought.
Was you Mac in front of me?
Wow. No. What do you have? Do you have like a what she
I
experienced?
don't have like what Rebecca has.
Okay.
I am generally, I think, very romantic. I'm a soft boy. I love love. I love being in a passionate, affectionate relationship. You know, like the only thing I've gotten out of Hinge was this one kind of like go on a few dates situation, but I had to listen to myself and be like, I'm not excited about this.
Yeah.
And I know myself, and I should be excited. And if I'm not excited, I need to just like leave this situation. I don't have a like number one fantasy like that. I really don't.
Okay. Mine is I have a wedding Pinterest board. Yeah, and it's funny to see because I don't think I've changed it. So there was like when I was like a straight high schooler, and it's and to today you can like scroll. It gets really gay, obviously, and the outfits get more androgynous and interesting. And I feel like the vibe is a little more tasteful because. The deeper you go into it, the more it's like a man and a woman and a Gryffindor themed. Like,
oh boy,
there's like definitely a lot.
Well, you gotta keep the Gryffindor theme.
There was definitely a lot of Harry Potter themed.
You know, there are 4 kinds of kid: brave, smart, evil, and other.
I was gonna name the houses.
There are 4 types of child.
I was brave.
I'm so brave.
I was always put in the brave camp, and I think that's just because I was like I had outward childhood trauma.
I am literally looking at a note on your door where someone is calling you brave.
That's
true. That's a lifelong trait of yours.
Kat, I love you so much. So proud. You are so brave. All caps. And then also your medical bills are in here.
And also keep it simple, slut.
Those are my affirmations on my duct taped wall whiteboard.
You're so brave.
Yeah.
In high school, you won most brave.
Yeah.
That was your yearbook senior superlative.
No, it's actually more intimidating, and I don't.
Wow,
talking
I
about
won
it.
most likely to succeed. If that's what you're talking about.
Mine was most likely to win an Oscar.
Still time.
People always say that. So scary.
Still time. You can get a producer credit on all of my films, so that way, if I win Best Picture, you get to accept the award.
That'd be sick.
You could win. I will ask you to do like a little work for that part.
I believe that.
I will ask you to like do a couple tasks in exchange.
I'll do a task. I'll do a crafty. I'll do a script supervisor on a scene.
Amazing, and you get a producer credit. So like if a Kickstarter, you know how like a lot of film Kickstarters are like, you get a producer credit if you give us this much money. So like in theory, if a Kickstarter movie ever won Best Picture, some fucking Kickstarter donor would get to like do an Oscar acceptance speech because they gave like Zach Braff $5,000 or whatever.
I think
it's time.
There should be a Kickstarter.
Listener, give a lot of money to my eventual Kickstarter so that you can win an Oscar.
I think it's funnier if like all 300 people who donated to the Kickstarter.
Everyone gets a producer credit. That's a funny
to go
bit.
up.
That's
yeah.
a funny bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a funny bit.
Everyone gets an Oscar. And they have to like wait till everybody has gotten on stage.
Oh yeah. we no one gets to give a speech. I'm gonna take the microphone and we do the like that improv game where everyone says one word and then you go to the next person and they say the next word and then they do.
Something.
I would
explicit.
like to
Explicit
thank the But
I would like to think the butt. What do you think?
I would like to think the butt.
What do you think's gonna happen season 2?
I have no idea. I've never seen it. I think we're gonna have to deal with the fallout of Rebecca's big revelation here. I think there will be some turbulence in the Rebecca and Josh relationship. I think Greg is gonna be around for a long, long time. I think
Really?
I think Heather and Valencia are gonna have a lot more to do. We're very excited about it.
I don't know. Now I'm worried. I don't remember. I feel like Greg does disappear, but I'm like, Greg's gonna be sad, break up, and like go to rehab maybe. I don't know what I'll say. We'll see.
We'll see.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Do you know that Glee had like 3 writers, and they took turns writing episodes,
That makes
and
a lot
that
of
is
sense.
why Glee has 3 distinctly different tones on an episode-by-episode basis.
I think Alex told me that while it was being made, and I forgot.
So you'd get a Glee that's like, you get a super silly one, like Acafellas. And then you'd get, like, literally the next week, you're like, why is this so melodramatic and saccharine? I just watched them do an adult male a cappella group called Acafellas. And that's why.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense in retrospect.
Yeah.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, many writers, including Aline Broche McKenna, who directed this episode.
Oh, cool.
And Renee Gube, who plays Father Bra, wrote this episode.
I think this was a well-directed episode.
It was really well done. It's a good finale.
Oh, Father Bra wrote this episode?
Mm-hmm. He's a writer on the show.
He did a good job.
He does a good job.
Oh, that's fun. That's a fun role to write for yourself.
I think so. That's, again, my ideal gig. Is like,
Yeah.
I'm writing, and then I have this one little guy that I do.
Yeah. And he's memorable, too.
He's memorable. He's got great bits.
He's like
He
funny.
calls Josh a little bitch.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, that'll be fun to kind of...
To chart that.
To watch.
There are a couple other writer-performers on the show, besides, obviously, Rachel Bloom. But they're fun to chart. Anyway, this has been Crazy Ex-Pod Friends. We will see you again in the new year, new season.
My Instagram is the same, but I've been taking an Instagram break, but that's never true for that long. It's Kat Scott Online, KATSCOTT online, or you can find me on Be Real at Kat Scott Online, or Letterboxd. It's just the name Kat Scott. I don't know how that works, but I got a Letterboxd really early, so I guess that's how.
Snagged it before all those other Cat Scots.
Yeah, I think I got it in like 2014 or something.
Whoa. Had it long before I did.
And that's all they wrote.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm TV's Kevin Lanigan on all the stuff. Patreon.com/TV's Kevin. Of course, for as little as $1 a month, you get this show a month early. You get backlogs of a whole bunch
a week
of shit.
early, right? Not a month early.
I meant a week. I know what days are. I know what time is. You can call me the Time Wizard. Everyone's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh
TV's
card.
Time Wizard.
TV's Time Wizard. We're rebranding.
So you're not the president of Netflix anymore.
No, I was fired.
Oh my gosh, right?
No, I was
During the
fired
layoffs?
because during the layoffs. I was fired because I said we should put Glass Onion in theaters for 1 week only. And we lost millions and millions of dollars on that.
You lost $390 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good job, me, president of Netflix, but I'm taking Shrimp College to rival streaming services and shopping it around. I think it's time. We're going to bring it back. And TV's Kevin Lanigan on the social media, where you will see updates on this alleged rom-com that I keep bringing up, and I will eventually have to make good on all these times of bringing it up. We'll see you in 2023. Where we will make you, the listener, tell us your New Year's resolutions, and if you do not keep them throughout the year, we'll be very mad at you.
We will be disappointed, which is worse. Also,
send us your New Year's resolutions. We'll read them on the show.
Send in letters. I would love to see letters. I would love to see any proof that anybody listens.
You won't get it from me.
And I know, that's very clear. So I need any other kind of proof, because Kevin will never show me the analytics.
Nope.
Sorry.
No graphs,
What's your
no
name?
charts, no nothing.
Time Wizard?
Yeah, time
I didn't mean to misgender you.
I'm
I get to make stupid pronoun jokes.
Absolutely.
And no one else can.
Nope.
And that's my superpower as a non-binary person.
That's my
what was I
secret,
gonna say?
Kat.
Oh, I was
I'm
going to
always
write,
pronouns.
this is a letter to future Kat. Hey, I know on other podcasts, I was like, I hope you're dating someone. I hope you're whatever. But I hope in 2023, you're just being yourself. And you're doing your best in your thesis and life. And hopefully you're still alive. If you're not, that's okay. But I think you will be. Probably. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but this is a hello, and you're doing great.
You know what? Future Cat, let go and let God.
That's a wrap.
You've been tearing me up for a week and a half. I don't mean like in my heart. I mean physically, you've been tearing me up. It's D-Day in my lady parts. But as I'm begging for more, writhing around on the floor, I feel something deep inside I never felt before. Oh my God, I think I like you. Oh my God, I think I like you. It's scary, but you send me back on my heels. 'Cause while I'm getting spanked, I can't ignore the feels. But I say no, 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 this is just about sex. And no, 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 don't be such a girl, Bex. But then I feel the oxytocin creeping back to my brain. And all I can do is sing it again. Oh my God, I think I like you. Why can't I just focus